What is that powerful energy? The leader of the Dragonkin, perhaps?
That energy I can sense. It feels like his heart.
You should have given us control from the start.
The power of his mark.
Was right. That device you. This is the powerful energy. The leader of the Dragonkin, perhaps?
That energy I can sense. It feels like his heart.
You.
Let's go!
Hello everyone, I'm Koichi Kawamoto, and I'll be one of your guides for today's Nintendo Direct. I'm the producer for Nintendo Switch 2.
I'm Takuhiro Dota, the director for Nintendo Switch 2.
And I'm Tetsuya Sasaki, the hardware design lead for Nintendo Switch 2.
What you just saw was Mario Kart World, launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. Now, what do you think this brand new Mario Kart game will be like?
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Welcome to this vast world. Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe. Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change. And in this Mario Kart game, you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world. In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition. With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up. Introducing Knockout Tour. Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another. There are multiple checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated. Can you make it all the way to the finish line? You can also freely drive around this vast world in free roam. By going off-road, you can explore new areas and routes. So drive wherever your heart takes you. You can also go for scenic drives with friends, and even take photos together at different locations. A brand new race across the entire world starts here. Mario Kart World! The game launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. More details about this title will be shared in an upcoming Mario Kart World Direct, so be on the lookout for more information in the future.
Mario Kart World launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. We'll share more details in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it.
Next, we'd like to introduce some of the new features of Nintendo Switch 2. These are the Joy-Con 2 controllers for Switch 2. And on the right Joy-Con 2, we've added a new C button. Let's take a look at some new experiences it offers.
I'm still ahead of all of you guys. Woo!
That was me.
That was you?
I think.
So quick. Oh, no. Wait, no.
Nix, I'm coming for you.
No, I'm about to get
Come on, no.
Oh.
Introducing Game Chat, a new feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hi, missed you.
With this feature, you'll be able to communicate with friends and family while playing a game.
Should we follow you? Yeah?
Yeah, follow me.
Okay.
Off for an adventure.
While using the Game Chat feature, your voice is recognized by a microphone built into the system.
Oh, okay. But you're still behind me, right? All right, let's keep going. Okay. So,
It can pick up your speaking voice clearly, even from a distance.
Look at this. Jump on here. All right, let's keep going. Let's make a left right here. Let's make a.
When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through clearly, letting you chat with ease.
How did you get hit by a boat? Okay, nice.
It does look beautiful. It's opaque.
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too, letting you easily chat with friends and family. If you open the chat menu and turn on game screen sharing,
Good job. There we go.
you can also share your game screen.
Did you see someone just like go on top of that dinosaur?
Really? They can do that?
Can do it?
You guys, I just did it.
Oh, I want to do it too.
Oh, shoot. Oh. Ooh.
Oh, he's trying to eat me.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, no.
Yay!
Okay. You can chat to your heart's content, even while playing different games.
Yeah, I know that one. It's so hard, right? It's tough.
Oh, wow. I'm like in the sky right here. I fell. I'm falling. Okay, we got it. We're safe.
Kirby, look, you're on a star. That's so cute. So cute.
You can adjust the size of your game screen,
Guys, I'm lost. Like,
Where'd you go?
or expand another friend's game screen.
You gotta get above that wall that's to your left.
You're almost there,
It's just like the wall. Like if she gets past the wall.
this is where I have to do a little wall ride.
Okay.
So everyone can watch them play.
Oh, I think I know where you are. Wait. Okay,
Hey
I think
guys,
we have
we're
to
together.
try.
Welcome.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Let's take a picture here.
Okay, are you ready?
Smile.
Yay!
Oh, yo, that's sick.
I like your pose, Meeks.
On the right Joy-Con 2 controller, there's an additional button. With the C button, you can pull up a chat menu.
Oh, dang.
Oh, really? Wait, actually, guys, I got a call coming right now, so I'll be right back, yeah?
Okay. Sure.
Here, you can quickly and easily mute yourself and more. And there's this. By connecting this camera to the system.
Hey!
Hey, what's up? Hello. Yo, Nick.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Good?
You can appear on screen and video chat while playing a game.
Your face is on here.
Wait, Nick, how was your test yesterday?
It was good.
No.
Here's how it looks with just the camera feed.
I'm way behind, guys.
There you go. I bet you like
Can
that.
you wait for me?
Please look forward to games which use your camera feed like this.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
No, wait.
Good.
Go
That's
left,
good.
go left. Left.
If I go a little more this way.
Using Game Chat. Even when you're apart, you can play games and hang out as if you were together in the same room. Play together or compete in online multiplayer games. Chat while playing your personal favorites. Decide your own rules for a retro game competition. Or hold a sports competition between families. All together, anytime, anywhere. Game Chat.
What did you think? In developing Game Chat, our goal was for you to enjoy playing online with others more closely, including family and friends, almost as if you're all playing together in the same place. The camera you saw in the trailer is the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, which will be available on the same day as Switch 2. A Nintendo Switch Online membership will be required to use Game Chat. However, since we'd like as many people as possible to experience Game Chat, it will be available without a membership for a limited time. We hope you'll try it out. Additionally, Game Chat supports the Nintendo Switch Parental Controls app, and different settings can be adjusted. For example, whether parental permission is always required when a child wants to use Game Chat to play with their friends.
We'd like to introduce another new experience you can share with family and friends. On Nintendo Switch, even if you just have one game, you can pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend and play together. But on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play together locally on multiple systems using just one game, with Game Share. As shown here, even games that require multiple screens can be played if one person owns a compatible game. With Game Share, you can temporarily share compatible games with others who also have Nintendo Switch 2 or a Nintendo Switch system. You can share a game with up to 3 other systems at a time. GameShare also supports online play with other Switch 2 systems, and you can use it with friends via Game Chat, which we showed earlier. GameShare can only be used with compatible games. This feature is planned for several titles, starting with a free update for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on Nintendo Switch. GameShare support is also planned for select games exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, so we hope you'll look forward to it.
Up next, we'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 system itself.
Please take a look.
At 7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen.
Hello,
Here's
everyone.
How that
How
compares
you guys doing?
To Nintendo Switch. The system's thickness remains the same. With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen.
Up to.
The screen supports
There you go, Mawagre, up to 120
frames per second,
FPS.
allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles.
Like what? Pong?
The LCD screen
Space
is more
Invaders?
vivid and supports HDR. providing more contrast between light and dark areas of the images. The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically. Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the system.
Okay, but does it drift?
Detach your controller easily by pressing the
Because I went
release
through
button
like
on
6
the back.
Joy-Cons. Did you fix the drifting?
The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when playing with a Joy-Con 2 held horizontally. The left and right sticks are now larger. Each Joy-Con 2 controller can be used as a mouse to play with compatible games. Both the left and right Joy-Con 2 support mouse controls. By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes. It has a built-in microphone, so you can voice chat with friends anytime via game chat. It also uses noise-canceling technology to filter sounds, so your voice will come through clearly. Even if you don't have a surround sound system, games can be enjoyed with more immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you. Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand. You can move it freely, like this. In addition to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the system, there's one on top as well.
You want to know where they took this from? The Steam Deck.
It's handy.
Steam Deck has the charging port on the top.
Or charging in tabletop mode.
That is totally a Steam Deck thing that they stole. That's one of the best things about the deck.
Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage, 8 times that of Nintendo Switch, for storing your game downloads, save data, and more. Reading and writing data is also faster. Use the Nintendo Switch 2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution for compatible games. HDR is also supported in TV mode. The Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a built-in fan that keeps your system cool. This helps keep performance stable. On Nintendo Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games. Physical and digital games are supported.
As you just saw, Nintendo Switch 2 isn't simply an improved Nintendo Switch. We redesigned the system from the ground up and packed in lots of new gameplay features. And to help players better understand the Switch 2 hardware, we're currently developing this game. Mr. Kawamoto!
Hello. My current location is actually inside the game itself. This is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, usually they just say
over here. Okay.
Only some games are compatible because like everything worth playing will work.
There are a lot of question
but they don't want to like say that everything
them.
is compatible because there might be some
reads,
crappy Unity asset flip or mobile port that doesn't work.
Controllers attached to the system
so they like can't say that everything will work.
And those magnets are inside the system.
I remember that crappy Afro Samurai game.
SR buttons on the Joy-Con 2
like it was, they made a big deal of the fact that you couldn't play that on PS5
so that's how they attach to the system.
or something like that. It's like how many people really care?
A circuit is formed between them, so they won't easily detach.
People aren't like fiending to play that game, but They can't say that everything is
Through
compatible.
examining
Everything
signs of
worth
these,
playing will
you can
be.
discover all sorts of secrets about Nintendo Switch 2.
It's like
Another
legalese,
example,
pretty much.
The Joy-Con 2 controllers have mouse
You
controls.
know, so they don't get sued
And when
because
combined with
some
the gyroscopes, you can even do
random
something like
Unity
this.
asset flip doesn't work.
You can adjust the position of the golf club
But I
and
assure
aim for the
you-
cup by rotating the Joy-Con 2.
Everything worth playing will work fine.
By combining the mouse controls and gyroscopes,
Will it
things
have
like this are
performance patches for old games?
There are
That's
secrets to discover,
anyone's guess.
even as
but-
you're playing mini-games and tech demos.
Yeah, that happened with that
Some of
Afro
the
Samurai
secrets range
game. They
from
made
the
a big
unique
deal out of
features
that.
the
It's
system
like,
to tiny details you might not
the game was
notice
apparently
until they're pointed
terrible.
out.
No one cares.
There are plenty. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will
It's
launch
not like
as a paid digital
Mario
game
Kart
on the
or
same
Mario
day as
Galaxy
Nintendo
or
Switch 2. So
Odyssey
please
is
check it out
randomly
if
not
you're
going to
interested.
work.
Now, I'd like to share some more information regarding Nintendo Switch 2. This is the game card for Nintendo Switch 2 titles. It's the same shape as Nintendo Switch game cards.
Yeah, but what does it
but
taste
it's now
like?
red, and it has much faster
What's the
data
flavor
reading
like
speed.
this time?
Next up is additional storage. Switch 2 will only work with micro SD express cards. They're a different type of SD card and will make high-speed data transfers possible. Please note that regular micro SD cards used for Nintendo Switch will not be compatible. Additionally, to transfer data from Switch to Switch 2, you can log into your Nintendo account to use the System Transfer feature. With this feature, you can transfer save data, digital games, and more. We're also releasing a new Pro Controller. It has a C button, which launches Game Chat, and on the back there are
It's
new
like the Steam
GL
Deck,
and GR buttons,
how, like,
which you can use to assign existing
A lot of the
buttons.
stuff I play on those kitty sitting streams
In addition,
says
an audio
unsupported.
jack has been
It doesn't
added.
really mean anything.
We've introduced a few new features, and after today's presentation, the official Nintendo
Like, they haven't had a
Switch 2
human
website
to
will
actually
go
test
live.
it.
There will also be an
Remember
app
when I
to the
played
developer
Tales of
article
Berseria
on the website, where the three
on
of us will talk about the development
those kitty
of
sitting
Nintendo
streams a
Switch
few
2.
months ago?
We
That game
hope
says
you'll check that out
unsupported.
as well.
It literally just turns on and works.
And now, the Nintendo Switch 2 launch date.
But they can't say everything is going to work.
Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th.
Oh, wow, June.
We're very much looking forward to the day when you all get to experience it, so please wait just a bit longer.
Yeah, there probably won't be any available. They'll all be sold out.
Now, broadly speaking, on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play 3 types of games. The first type is Nintendo Switch 2 games. These games take advantage of the performance and features of Switch 2. The second type is compatible games that were released on Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games are the third type. Some games that were released on Switch will receive upgraded versions that offer things like improved visuals, unique ways to play on Switch 2, and more. Now, I'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Party Jamboree. Please take a look.
Super Mario Party Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls, audio recognition, more expressive rumble, and gameplay that uses a camera accessory, all of which can be accessed on Switch 2. Let's check out 3 new and updated modes. First up is Mario Party mode. With a single camera, up to 4 players can join the festivities. You'll be able to see each other's faces as you play, so you can experience all the reactions and emotions in real time. Or 4 friends can take the party online. Up next, it's Bowser Live, a mode where the livelier team wins. Bowser will bring you on stage to hit blocks to collect the most coins, guide an RC car with your voice, go, and compete in other mini-games using full body movement and sound. Finally, take a ride on the mouse-controlled carnival coaster. With the safety bar lowered and secured, you're off. Go! Use mouse controls to shoot down enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster. When you enter a pipe,
How much you want to bet?
a mini-game will begin.
When this is over, they open
There's a
pre-orders,
bouldering game where two
and
players
every
each
major
control an arm.
store
And
is
one
sold
where you
out,
take a can of spray paint
like,
and quickly
instantly.
tag objects.
Very high
Enjoy the thrill
chance.
of these intuitive mini-games. How quickly
Part
can
of
you
me
reach
almost
the
hopes
station?
they're not going to announce anything I want to play,
Mini-games that use a
because
camera, the built-in microphone,
it's just going to be like graphics cards right now, where even if you're rich and you just have $2,000 lying around and get a 5090, there's none to buy.
TV launches on Nintendo Switch
Like, having the
2,
money to buy
July
it
24.
is the least of your problems.
Nintendo Switch 2 players who already own Super Mario Party
Unless you
Jamboree
want to deal with a
can
scalper,
upgrade
which
to
is
Nintendo Switch 2 edition
not something
plus
most people want to
Jamboree
do with a
TV
$2,000
purchasing an upgrade
graphics
pack.
card.
Please look forward to a new
There
Mario
aren't going to be
Party
any of these
experience
things
where
available.
you can see each other's reactions while playing.
They said that they were able to
Let's
meet
continue
demand, but
presenting
I
some more
seriously
Nintendo
doubt
Switch
it.
2 edition games. Nintendo Switch 2 editions of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom feature enhanced resolution and frame rates, and also support HDR, which makes the image more vibrant, so you can play with smoother, higher definition graphics. Plus, you can get even more out of your adventures in Hyrule using Zelda Notes. This new feature can be accessed via the Nintendo Switch app on smart devices. It's a game-specific service that's exclusive to the Switch 2 editions of these titles. For example, it can help guide you to various locations, like shrines and Koroks you haven't found yet.
Guidance activating. Proceed north.
Or you can share your creations using QR codes and send them to another player to create in their game. We hope these features will make your adventures even more enjoyable. In Kirby and the Forgotten Land, you'll be able to enjoy an additional story exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2
You know what I feel
along
about
with
this?
improved graphics and frame rate.
As somebody who dumped his own games for Switch, they're adding extra stuff to this because they know that people that played on emulator already had 60 FPS like years ago.
We hope you're looking forward to Kirby's new adventure.
They had Breath of the Wild running at unlocked frame rate like the first week.
Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will have both a Nintendo Switch
They're like,
and
we have to
a
add
Nintendo
something
Switch
else to
2
this to make it better than the emulator.
In addition to standard controls, you can use mouse controls for intuitive gameplay on Switch 2. Plus, you can explore the immersive world in 4K at 60 frames per second, or enjoy smoother action in full HD at 120 frames per second.
Whoa, 120.
Both of which support HDR, based on your preference and playstyle. Plus, Pokémon Legends ZA, which is scheduled to launch later this year, will not only receive a Nintendo Switch version, but a Nintendo Switch 2 edition as well. By taking advantage of the power of Switch 2, you can enjoy your adventure in Lumio City with enhanced resolution and frame rates. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition games you just saw will be available as both physical and digital versions. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version of a game, you can play the Nintendo Switch 2 edition by purchasing an upgrade pack. We hope you're looking forward to these Nintendo Switch 2 edition games.
Next, I'd like to introduce a brand new game featuring mouse controls with the Joy-Con 2 controllers. Please take a look. In Drag and Drive, you'll use both Joy-Con 2 controllers as mice to intuitively pull off various moves. We hope you're looking forward to a new twist on 3-on-3 matches using dual mouse controls. Next, here are some games from our publishing and development partners coming to Nintendo
Alright,
Switch
here we
2.
go. Time to pay attention.
I have long observed the lands between.
Oh no.
This world is in dire need of repair. You can see them, can't you? The rays of grace that guide you through your burden.
Skip.
I have no doubt you will become Elden Lord. May you take the throne.
Maybe they'll put Neo 2 on it.
Hey, I'm Greg Kasavin from Supergiant Games, here to say that Hades 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Our first ever sequel introduces the Princess of the Dead, an immortal witch out to vanquish the sinister Titan of Time. You'll battle beyond the underworld to the ends of the earth, getting to know dozens of characters from Greek myth in a story that reacts to your every setback and victory. It's the kind of game you can quickly pick up and play whether you're experienced with the original or not. Look for more about Hades 2 later this year.
Okay, it's time for BASARA 5. Let's go. Oh, that's not BASARA 5 or Final Fight 4.
任天堂スイッチ2だけの新モードもあります。ソフトは通常版の他に総勢26キャラクターを収録した「Years 1-2 ファイターズエディション」の2バージョンを、さらにゲームと連動するアミーボとアミーボカードも一緒にスイッチ2の発売日にお届けします。お楽しみに。
Alright, where's Final Fight 4?
Initiating Arsenal boot sequence. Weapon safety mechanism confirmed. All
Vanquish 2?
at normal levels.
Wait.
Testing data link with
Is this Vanquish?
Normal. Commencing launch.
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted,
Yeah, it's Vanquish, I think.
we will finally be liberated from humans.
I'm in need of a new arsenal, new equipment, and money. I'm for sale, and you're buying.
Rebels! Thanks for the warm welcome!
Is this Vanquish?
This planet will be ours.
The Sovereign Axiom, the Trinitas, has almost completed a weapon that was created to destroy all humanity.
No! Because we're in the middle of a war. Don't you get it?
I won't just stop you. I'll tear you apart!
Oh, it's Daemon X Machina.
Bring hope to our lives.
Sure passed for Vanquish.
Hey, this is Joseph Fares from Hazelight.
I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to Nintendo Switch 2. The game is a story about friendship. You play as Mio, who writes sci-fi, and Zoe, who writes fantasy. Together, they get trapped in their own stories, and it's up to you and a friend to help them break free. Now, let me tell you this, if you like It Takes Two, you're gonna love this one, trust me. And of course, you'll be able to play Split Fiction on the day Switch 2 launches.
At EA Sports, we're bringing fans together across the world, both on the pitch and on the gridiron. We're excited to announce that EA Sports FC will be coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Madden NFL will also be arriving on the Nintendo platform. EA Sports, it's in the game.
Hi, I'm Alan Tu from Avalanche Software. We are bringing Hogwarts Legacy to Nintendo Switch 2. With enhanced graphics and seamless world transitions, you'll be immersed in the Wizarding world like never before. And the new mouse controls on Switch 2 give you even more ways to experience the adventure. Discover the enhanced magic when Hogwarts Legacy launches on the same day as Switch 2.
Captain, is that mic supposed to be on? Son of a...
Oh, I better mute this. It's probably licensed music. I think the best version of Tony Hawk was the ones that were on N64 because they could barely fit the music on it. I remember it being very cut down. Yeah, I didn't even think it had the whole songs on there. Yeah, that stuff is kind of a streamer's nightmare.
Hello, this is Christian Elverdam from IO Interactive. We are bringing our flagship title, Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2. As the best assassin in the trade, Agent 47 does everything he can to accomplish his mission. And how each mission progresses will vary depending on the player's imagination. Our ever-expanding game will release on the same day as Switch 2. Plus, we are excited to bring another familiar agent to the platform. James Bond. The world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
Nothing burger trailer.
The story of light and shadow that never fades is reborn. Bravely Default returns, remastered in high definition. Featuring the Brave and Default commands that help you control the flow of turn-based battles. Change and customize jobs to build out your very own party. Enjoy your adventure with upgraded features and enhancements. And all new minigames with unique ways to play. Square Enix presents the classic fantasy RPG, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Set foot in Luxembourg as a warrior of light once more.
セガ龍が如くスタジオ代表の横山です。我々がお送りするタイトルは龍が如くゼロ誓いの場所ディレクターズカットです。1988年東京と大阪2つの歓楽街を舞台に土地を巡る争奪戦が勃発。伝説の始まりを追加シーンとともにお楽しみください。発売日は Nintendo Switch 2の発売と同じ日です。今後のシリーズ展開にもぜひご期待ください。
We'll have more games to show from our publishing and development partners, but for now, we'd like to show a game being developed in collaboration with Nintendo. Please take a look.
Oh, okay, what's this? I'm interested. What's this? Was I right? Was I correct
who descended from
that they're going to announce a Muso?
Joined hands with the Hylians, who dwelled on the surface. Their union led to a great and prosperous kingdom. But in time, a terrible evil arose.
A Zelda Muso that doesn't run at 12 FPS, maybe?
A war was fought to vanquish this evil. One which future generations would call the Imprisoning War.
Perhaps you truly have traveled back in time.
So that's Hyrule Castle? Then that must mean this really
No,
is
it might not be a Muso. Okay, never mind, it's a Muso. Ooh, look at that beautiful frame rate. Please be just a 30 FPS capture. I don't want to play another 12 FPS Muso game, man. Well, there you go, I was right. I told you guys there'd be a Muso. Need to see a frame rate counter before I buy it, because the last one made me physically sick. I felt nauseous playing it.
That was Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. It's being developed by Koei Tecmo Games with support from Nintendo. We hope you're looking forward to the untold story of the Imprisoning War, which took place in Hyrule long ago.
And now, some news about Nintendo Switch Online. You can continue to enjoy Nintendo Switch Online on Switch 2. And with Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack, you can enjoy a new membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2. Please take a look at this.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo GameCube, originally released in 2001. Here are the titles that will be available at launch. A Legend of Zelda game that looks like a cartoon come to life through cel shading. Controlling the wind using a mysterious baton, Link sets sail on an adventure across the Great
This is kind of weird to me because it's basically
The Wind Waker.
confirming that they're not going to put the HD version on there.
And swords eternally retold. In this 3D, weapons-based fighting game, each fighter comes equipped with a different weapon, and Link from the Legend of Zelda series enters the fray. Soul Calibur 2. Experience a world of white-knuckle racing at speeds over 2,000 kilometers per hour. 30 machines will put it all on the line in death-defying races. Featuring the series' first machine customization and story mode, get ready to experience F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online. Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution
No
than
Melee.
the original releases. You can also check the controls for each title.
Are they like actually going to remaster Melee, or I think the real reason is
More titles will be added in the future.
I think the real reason is they're scared it's going to show people that the controllers can still drift.
The Switch 2 exclusive game library
Because Smash Brothers is like the biggest stress test for controllers.
The same day as the hardware's release.
Like we don't want
a dedicated controller designed after
we don't
the
want
original
tens of
GameCube
thousands
controller
of
will also be released. It can connect
broken
wirelessly
controllers coming
and
to
also
our
has a C
warehouse.
button to quickly access
If we put
games.
Melee on there.
The Nintendo GameCube controller, exclusively available.
Put that
to
on there.
Nintendo
Those
Switch
controllers are
Online
going to be
members, will also
put
be
to the
available
test.
the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
Can they withstand Smash
Whether
Brothers?
you're familiar with the games or haven't played them before, we hope you're looking forward to Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics. Of course, you can continue to play select games from the systems shown here on Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, let's see some more games from our publishing and development partners.
I mean, most of the stuff you'd want to play on Dreamcast already has a native collection. They already have Ikaruga on Switch. They've got all the Capcom collections. What's left? I feel like they'd be really grasping for stuff to put on it.
I'm Randy from Gearbox. Borderlands 4, our upcoming flagship Borderlands game, will launch on Nintendo
I don't think
Switch
people
2.
are going to be super excited for Mars Matrix. I mean, I would be, but I'm not, you know, the average gamer. They gave me a Mars Matrix port. I'd be down, but I don't think they have a whole lot to offer for Dreamcast. Now, Saturn's another story.
In the months ahead, and there's more from 2K on the way.
Hi, I'm Dennis Shirk from Firaxis Games. We're releasing a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Sid Meier's Civilization 7. In Civ 7, you'll establish an empire and guide your people throughout the ages of history. With the new mouse controls, players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay experience. Civ 7 launches on the same day as Switch 2. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version, you can experience mouse controls on Switch 2 by purchasing the upgrade. And we have even more news from 2K.
Hi, I'm Lionel Jinks.
And I'm Ben Bishop.
Our final announcement for today is that WWE 2K is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Plus NBA 2K as well.
We can't wait to see you in the ring.
And on the court.
4 kids find this old tattered man.
They've got a pretty stacked lineup for this.
Youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack of
I mean, if you have a Steam Deck, then no, but there is a possibility some of these will run better than Steam Deck.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Hey, wait, why is this frozen?
Tastes
Refresh it.
Tastes amazing, doesn't it?
It's frozen.
Really have started to master this survival thing. Next stop, the top. Ha!
What the heck?
Nicely done. Well, I think that's everything.
Oh, it's not just me.
This time, for home.
Pro streamer.
Hi, I'm Dave Crooks from Dodge Roll.
Is this gonna work or what?
Look at Enter the Gungeon 2. Dodge countless bullets and aim for the Gungeon's depths in our roguelike shooter sequel. Now reloaded in a new 3D art style. You can expect some fan-favorite elements to return. We're still working on the game, and we're excited to share more with you in the future.
Small indie company. This is like the biggest gaming announcement of the year, by the way. This is like the biggest gaming announcement of the year. Like this is bigger than the Game Awards because it's like new hardware. There's new hardware like every 7 years now.
Hello, my
and
name
it's
is
not
Adam
working.
from CD Projekt Red. We are delighted to bring the immersive world of the dark future to Nintendo
What
players
the
for
heck is
first
going
time.
on, man? This thing's freaking out.
7 is an open-world action-adventure RPG set in Night City. Thanks to Nintendo Switch 2, you can transport yourself.
I didn't think I could say I have a better stream than Nintendo of America, but I think at this point I can safely say that.
Engaging stories when Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition.
My streams
comes
don't
to
do
Nintendo
this,
Switch
not
2
to this
online.
extent.
こんにちは、スクエアエニックスの浜口です。任天堂スイッチ2でファイナルファンタジー7リメイクインターグレードを発売いたします。本作はミッドガル脱出までを描いた3部作シリーズの1作目となり、20年以上の時を経て再創作された新しい FF7 を体験いたします。スイッチ2で展開する FF7 リメイクシリーズにぜひ ご期待ください。
Oh, there it is. But no release date. You get your 2 seconds of gameplay. I mean, I guess it's coming out this year, but what a tease, man. Wild Hearts S, what? Okay, I'm interested in that. Yeah, but people were expecting it launch day. They were expecting it launch day. They're not going to get that. It's a vague 2025. I mean, bringing Wild Hearts back is kind of a good idea right now because everybody's unhappy with Wilds because it runs so poorly. It's just like Wild Hearts stutters and has performance issues on way more powerful computers. So I don't know what the value of that is going to be. I'm going to assume they did some optimization, but who knows?
We've shown a lot of games so far. The next game will be the last from our publishing and development partners. Please take a look.
Well, so far, I do not need one of these at launch. I'd like to for emulation, but I don't know. There's nothing must play for me, and that's mostly just because I have a gaming PC and a deck. None of the exclusives really jump out at me. I want to know more about the Zelda Muso, but that's not until winter. It's not coming anytime soon, so won't have to worry about the Frame 1 buying it. There's no games I'm interested.
To humanity's very dusk.
There's nothing that really is jumping out at me. Just because I already have other places to play those games. Hades 2 on Switch 2 is a big deal, but it already runs at 120 FPS on Steam Deck, so I'm not really the audience for that. I already have it. Yeah, people were really expecting a launch day for it, but it's a vague 2025.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon.
They really should have pushed to have that available launch date. It would have been one of the biggest titles for sure. Another exhaustion simulator.
The moon tears will flow.
Where's Neo 3?
And one alone.
Yeah, another exhaustion simulator. Please be excited. I'll pass.
What you just saw was a brand new game by From Software. We'll be publishing a creator's voice article where the game's director, Hidetaka Miyazaki, will share more details about the game, so please check it out when it's available. That's all from our publishing and development partners. We'd like to thank the developers who appeared today, as well as our publishing and development partners.
Alright, well, I don't need one of these at launch, which is good. Because these things are going to be as hard to get as graphics cards.
In addition to what you saw today, our partners are working on many games coming to Nintendo Switch 2. We'll showcase more games in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it. Next, please take a look at this.
Yeah, Sony cease and desisted the 60 FPS patch for Bloodborne. And I'm like, what does that accomplish? It pisses people off more because you won't get it off the PS4. That game, like, obviously I don't care about that game, but it deserves to be preserved. The game had like minute-long load times and bad frame pacing. It needs a better version. Like, what does taking the 60 FPS patch accomplish besides pissing people off more? It accomplishes nothing. I think what's worse is it sends the message that maybe there is going to be, like, an official remaster, but there isn't. Because that's usually why stuff like that happens. Like, AM2R was cease and desisted because they were doing an official Metroid 2 remake. They didn't want it to interfere. Like, but with Bloodborne, it's like there's no remaster.
Which originally released on the Nintendo
There's no port.
GameCube system over 20 years ago, is getting a brand new game. We hope you're looking forward to Kirby Air Riders, directed by Masahiro Sakurai. Next is our last trailer for today. Please take a look.
No, Donkey Kong 64 can pretty much be objectively credited for killing collectathons. That was like the original gacha game because it had like 50 different currencies. It straight up killed. It killed collectathons. That game completely killed collectathons.
That was a brand new.
I don't think they would risk doing that again.
Donkey Kong, called Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Collectathons like stopped being a thing like almost immediately after Donkey Kong 64.
Just about everything as you demolish your way through a massive underground world. More details will be shared in the future. We hope you're looking forward to it.
Thank you for watching so far.
To recap, Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th. Finally, here are the hardware options that will be available at launch. We'll release Nintendo Switch 2, as well as a bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World. For more details, please check the official Nintendo Switch 2 website, which goes live later today.
We've covered a lot of information, but that's all we have to share for today.
Alright, well...
You'll have to wait just a bit longer for launch.
Well, I do not need one at launch. Hallelujah. There you go. Let's play some games for a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and go back to bed. There's absolutely nothing I wanted to buy one for. Which is good, because those things are going to be impossible to get. Blessing in disguise. I do not have faith that they will, they'll have enough of those things to go around. I do not have faith at all that there's going to be enough of those. The Zelda Muso looks pretty cool, but I'd like to see a little bit more on it. And it's also not a launch title, so there's nothing else they showed that makes me want one. But that's just because I already have... A lot of those games are PC ports, and I already have other means to play them. But the lineup is actually very strong, I would say. Definitely one of the best launch lineups we've ever had. Now, obviously, that's because they're PC ports, but they do have a lot to offer. Because obviously the audience is not people like me who, you know, I already have a good gaming PC. I already have a Steam Deck, so I've had a lot of those games for months. But it is a very strong lineup, but for me, there was nothing that I wanted to buy at all. I do not want one at launch. I mean, if I somehow have $400 and there's an opportunity to get one, I will, but nothing I really need. Hopefully the Zelda game doesn't run like garbage, because I'm interested in it, but Age of Calamity made me, like, physically sick. I'm not going to play another 20 FPS Muso game. I'm just not even going to entertain the thought. If the gameplay looks good, and there is evidence that it doesn't run like the last one, then I'll buy it. But the trailer didn't instill me with a lot of confidence. It looked like it was running pretty poorly. Like always. That's just what you expect when you play Muso games that don't have PC ports. Like the Dynasty Warriors 9 launch. Yeah, the Yakuza 0 was interesting. I'm curious if it has like any new gameplay stuff, or if it's just like maybe fleshing out the story a little more, because they put out so many of those games since Zero. But yeah, they weren't really clear on how many like new features there were. I mean, that game runs on a Steam Deck, you know, with mods, and
I'll be with you, General.
Already, so
I'm working.
that gonna be worth the money?
I make good now. I am.
I think the funniest thing was that they showed Silk Song, but it's you didn't even have a release date for it, which is very weird. You think they would like really make a big push for that, because that was a big part of the original game's success. It was like the cheapest and best game that you could get next to like Celeste and Shovel Knight. That was available at launch. So the fact that they didn't meet the launch window is really bad. They're gonna have way more competition. If they had that out at launch and it was like $30,
What is that?
it would be like the cheapest and best game that you could get, because it would be like half the price of all the AAA stuff, but I guess not.
That energy I can sense. It feels like his Mars. But how can that be?
Curious to see how the availability is going to be, because I've heard from leakers that they've been making a lot of units to like have it not be like the graphics card situation, but I don't know, man. That lineup is really strong. A lot of people are going to want that. I do not have a lot of confidence that it will be easy to get that. It may very well be exactly like graphics cards right now, where even if you're a rich top 1% content creator and $2,000 is nothing to you, you still can't get a graphics card. Getting the money is the easiest part. The money's like the non-issue. Yeah, I guess I won't have to worry about that. They didn't have anything at launch that I really wanted. kind of already went into it expecting to not have anything I'd care about, because it's mostly going to be PC ports. And I already have a PC, I already have a Steam Deck. I'm not the audience for it. Yeah, I'd say that was a very strong launch lineup. I don't think anybody can really complain about it. I'd say the one thing that's a little bit sketchy is how much are the upgrade versions going to cost. Because they're like not really adding that much. The only one that added a bunch was Kirby and the Mario Party game. Everything else was pretty minimal. Like, are they really going to charge like $40 to play Tears of the Kingdom at a better frame rate? I'm curious, like, how much is it going to cost? Because it doesn't seem worth more than like $20. I think more than $20 for that is asking a lot for what it currently offers. Because like the Zelda games don't have any new content, right? Like the Zelda games look like just upscale and then you know, performance boosts. But like it's Nintendo, so I expect them to charge like $40 for that. I don't think that's worth $40. It's a bit of a stretch. $40 for a performance boost. Yeah, I probably will not get one at launch. I mean, I didn't get a Switch until like a year later. You guys helped me afford the Switch, which I'm very grateful for. I mean, I'm glad that I got the financial support, obviously, but the best part is that you guys funded one that could be hacked. So
now he will pay.
I ended up having all my ROMs dumped and everything. But I did not get a Switch at launch. I know you guys would support me if I wanted one, but there just wasn't anything I wanted to play. Like when I got it, the only thing I had was Fire Emblem Warriors. That was like the only game that I had. There wasn't anything else I wanted to play. I'm curious how FF7 Rebirth is going to run. I feel like that's totally a 30 FPS game. Seems pretty obvious. I do not think the Switch 2 can run that game at 60. I would be shocked. Unless they have like some kind of performance mode. Because the Steam Deck like can't do it. No, I don't like the combat in those Xenoblade games. It's like that weird tab target. If it was action, I would play it, but it's not. I don't like the combat in those games. No thanks. Yeah, how good are the ports going to be as well, because there's a lot of really bad Switch ports that run poorly, even considering, you know, the hardware. No, I don't like that combat. I don't like that combat. I'll never play those games. I'm the action guy. I don't like, anything that's not action. It's not action, I won't play it.
Dragonkin survivors from the war, plundering and killing as if the war never ended.
Nothing for Tales. There were some people that thought that the next Tales game was going to get announced today. Like, I kind of severely doubted that because Grace's Remastered was just a few months ago. I don't really like what you're saying because I've been playing games for 35 years and I know what I like. Why are you telling me to go spend $70 on something I'm not gonna like? That doesn't make much sense. Why do I need to broaden my horizons? I've tried literally everything. I've been gaming since the 80s. I know exactly what I like. And do not have the money to buy random $70 games that I won't like. I'm not a variety streamer. I'm also not rich, most importantly. You're gonna tell me to play something that I won't enjoy. Yeah. I've been gaming longer than most people. I've tried literally everything you can think of. And I already know what I like. And I do deviate sometimes, but very rarely. I don't have a lot of money, so... It's more something for variety streamers to do. People whose whole thing is, you know, is playing like every game that comes out. But I couldn't do that even if I wanted to. I'm on a very low income. Yeah, maybe don't come in here and tell me what I can and can't play. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I'm poor and old too, man. That's why I'm not gonna go buy a Xenoblade game, because I know I won't like it. I am not gonna like a game like that. So I'm not gonna spend $60 on it. It's that simple. Not a alien concept. That's why people aren't going to Marvel movies anymore. Because they're making them about heroes that nobody cares about, except hardcore comic book fans, which aren't even the market for They aren't even the market for those movies anymore. When they started making those Marvel movies, they were supposed to be for comic book fans. Or at least millennials that grew up with, like, the games and stuff. And now they just make them for normies. But, like, it's not working because they're not doing them about A-list characters anymore. And people know that. People are like, who the heck are the Eternals? They made a movie about the Eternals, and no one cared. They're not popular characters. They're not popular for our parents, and they're not popular for us. And people know that they don't care about those characters, so they don't go to the movies. It's the exact same thing. Like, the Captain America movie is doing bad. Eventually, you just get to the point where you know what you're not gonna like, and you're not gonna consume it, especially if it costs money. It's one thing if, like, a friend lets you borrow a copy, or, you know, takes you to the movie to riff on it or something, but you're not gonna go. You're not gonna go watch a Marvel movie if you don't like superhero movies. Like, doesn't make sense to go watch it. Yeah, that's the problem with the Marvel movies, is they've stopped making them about, like, generational level characters, and now they're basically about, I wouldn't call them randos. They're definitely relevant characters, but they're not Captain America and the X-Men, you know? Those are characters that our parents grew up with, and then we grew up with them as well, and then now the younger generation is growing up with them. When you stop making movies about those characters, people are gonna stop caring. No, that's kind of what I'm trying to say. You get to the point where you know what you like and don't like. You're not gonna deviate from that much as you get older. And especially when it costs money. And you not have the money to play, like, every $70 game that comes out. That's for, very rich variety streamers, which I'm not either of those things. I'm not rich, and I'm not a variety streamer. I do play a variety of games, but it's like the same genres, and then also I play a lot of the same games over and over. I don't play, like, I'm not really entirely focused on new games. Play a lot of retro games and stuff.
Beacon's been lit. Where's Pavel? We're all gonna die if he doesn't come.
Yeah, the biggest thing about consuming a lot of games is, for some people it's not the money, it's the time. Those games are so padded out now and bloated. There's just not enough time. There's not enough time to play everything. You know, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was like a multiple weeks game for some people. Like, that game had pretty consistent concurrent viewership, I think, just because it's like a 100-hour game. And like more and more games are that long, so even if you're a rich content creator, there's just not enough hours in the day. Even if it's your job. Even if it's your literal job, there's not enough hours in the day. You know, eventually you're just gonna have to choose games that you know, you have a higher chance of liking, because there simply just is not enough time. Even with the very limited types of games that I play, I sure as hell don't have enough time to play everything. You know, the Steam Deck helps. It does help because, you know, lower power games and stuff I can play on it, but I still have a pretty big backlog. Thing about variety streaming as well is people may not like the game, or they may not want to watch for spoilers. That's why, like, story games can be like really good and really bad for viewership at the same time. Because it's like, some people might want to watch it because they don't have the money or time to play the game themselves, but then also there's people who don't want to get spoiled. Like, they may not watch your stream for like a month. You know, FF7 Remake is a huge game for a lot of people, but like, a lot of people wanted to experience it themselves. That's like a big chunk of your viewership that's not watching anymore. I get pretty consistent viewership playing stuff like this because they're not really story-focused games. People just want to see the gameplay. They're not really caring too much about story. But story-rich games can be kind of crap to stream sometimes. You might lose a big chunk of the people that are watching because they don't want to be spoiled. FF7 Rebirth is a great example. Like, I have some experience with this because I waited like 20 years for Metroid Dread to come out, right? Well, I'm not a story guy. Story's not the main thing I prioritize when I play games, but I also waited literally 20 years for that game, so I didn't want anybody to spoil it. I didn't watch like any streams of that game more than for a few minutes. Story games can be kind of crap to stream sometimes. There's always going to be some people that won't want to watch. Well, Steam Deck runs very few games at 120 FPS. It's mostly low power stuff. I mean, yeah, you can play Hades 2 and most of the pixel art games I play on Steam Deck on those kitty sitting streams. If you hook it up to a TV, it will run at 120. But not really a lot of stuff that people would want to play. I'd say the biggest one is Hades 2. Hades 2 runs at 120 FPS on Steam Deck when it's docked, and I don't even think it really taxes the system, but yeah, I would not expect most games to run at 120. Probably stuff that runs on Unity, like indie games. Like, I'm sure they'll have that for Silksong, because it's a high-profile game, but it's also, like, low power. They won't have a problem getting that to run, but yeah, somebody who owns a Steam Deck, I would not expect many games to run at 120. At least not like big stuff. Be very shocked. We've known about the specs for a while, so we can already make a pretty good estimate of how games are going to run. Install the ports. he's stuck. I think he's stuck. He knows he's outmatched. I've done 40 hours of grinding. He's given up. This is a rage quit right here. He's stuck. What happened? Yeah, I'm quite a bit stronger than last time I fought you last week, huh? He's very afraid. He just gave up. I'm just not even gonna try. He's about to pull out the Ethernet cable and send me hate mail. He's just giving up. Alright, are you good now? Are you good now, bro? You ready to go or what? I'm very confused by what just transpired. Alright, are you good now? Potty break? That was really weird. I can't even begin to describe what happened. He's supposed to jump up to the second floor when he sets it on fire, but he just kind of stood there. Like his AI just kind of broke.
The part it will be.
It definitely would really suck if that happened in a speed run. Somebody crazy enough to speed run this game, he decides to just kind of stand there in the corner.
Thank you. General, strength, he said he's near... I know. Feeling drained, huh?
It's really weird how you can only buy these once. They don't restock even on a new game cycle. Well, luckily I bought most of them, so we'll try out some more builds later today. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably rest. I got very little sleep, and I got stuff to do today. I got to help my neighbor with his computer, and then got to work tonight over there as well. I really don't think that was worth waking up for, to be honest. It kind of wasn't. I'm not gonna lie. But that's fine. I didn't really want to be put in a position where I had to get one of those at launch anyway, so it's a blessing in disguise. Yeah, the only thing they had that I really was interested in the Muso game, and they showed like very little gameplay, so that's not like a must purchase for me. And it's also a winter game, so I don't really have any reason to get that at launch. I'd say it was a pretty good lineup, but definitely the exclusives are a little bit lacking. They pretty much have Mario Kart and then a bunch of other games that have vague release dates. So I guess if you like Mario Kart, you have $400 or whatever it costs, and you don't have a gaming PC. That lineup is really good. That's like one of the best launch lineups ever. But if you do have those things, there's not much. I'm guessing it'll probably be like the Switch One. Like the Switch One's lineup at launch was, I wouldn't say barren, but there wasn't much. Zelda was like the biggest game for a while. Smash wasn't until like a year later. They had Mario Kart as well. There were stuff like Celeste and Hollow Knight. Were like the bigger indie games, but they didn't have much. This time they have a lot of stuff, but how much of it you're going to be interested in is going to depend on what other platforms you have. Because admittedly, almost all of it is PC ports, so that might not be your thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and get some rest. I'll probably stream again after I get back, because I got to go to Walmart in a few hours. Help my neighbor with his computer, hopefully. And then I'll be working over there tonight. So, unless it rains again tonight, there will be a kitty sitting stream with retro games and stuff. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, everybody.